Chapter 25. Uncle Ken in the Jungle. Uncle Ken drove grandfather's old Fiat along the forest road at an incredible speed, scattering pheasants, partridges and jungle fowl as he clattered along. He had come in search of the disappearing red jungle fowl, and I could see why the bird had disappeared. Too many noisy human beings had invaded its habitat. By the time we reached the forest rest house, one of the car doors had fallen off its hinges, and a large lantana bush had got entwined in the bumper. Early next morning we renewed our efforts to track down the red jungle fowl, but it remained elusive. Returning to the rest house dusty and weary, Uncle Ken exclaimed, "There it is, a red jungle fowl." But it turned out to be the caretaker's cock bird, a handsome fellow all red and gold, but not the jungle variety. Disappointed, Uncle Ken decided to return to civilization. In any case, the weather had changed overnight and a lighter drizzle was falling as we started out. This had turned to a steady downpour by the time we reached the bridge across the Suswa River. And standing in the middle of the bridge was an elephant. He was a lone tusker and didn't look too friendly. Uncle Ken blew his horn, and that was a mistake. It was a strident, penetrating horn, highly effective on city roads but out of place in the forest. The elephant took it as a challenge, and returned the blast of the horn with a shrill trumpeting of its own. It took a few steps forward. Uncle Ken put the car into reverse. "Is there another way out of here?" he asked. "There's a side road," I said, recalling an earlier trip with grandfather. "It will take us to the Kansrao railway station." "What ho!" cried Uncle Ken. "To the station we go?" And he turned the car and drove back until we came to the turning. "More elephants," I said, as two large pachyderms loomed out of the rain-drenched forest. "There are now 3 of them." "Not my lucky number," said Uncle Ken and pressed hard on the accelerator. We lurched forward, almost running over a terrified barking deer. "Is 4 your lucky number, Uncle Ken?" "Why do you ask?" "Well, there are now 4 of them behind us. And they are catching up quite fast." "I see the station ahead," cried Uncle Ken, as we drove into a clearing where a tiny railway station stood like a beacon of safety in the wilderness. The car came to a grinding halt. We abandoned it and ran for the building. Stationmaster took us inside his tiny control room and shut the steel gate behind us. "The elephants won't bother you here," he said. "But say goodbye to your car." We looked out of the window and were horrified to see grandfather's Fiat overturned by one of the elephants, while another proceeded to trample it underfoot. The other elephants joined in the mayhem and soon the car was a flattened piece of junk. "I'm Stationmaster Abdulrauf," the friendly stationmaster introduced himself. "I know a good scrap dealer in Doiwala. I'll give you his address." "But how do we get out of here?" asked Uncle Ken. "Well, it's only an hour's walk to Doiwala," said the stationmaster, "but the Dihra Express will pass through shortly. It's only half an hour to Dihra from here." We got home safely enough, taking a pony cart from the Dihra station to our house. "Where's my car?" asked grandfather, as we staggered up the veranda steps. "It had a small accident," said Uncle Ken. "We left it outside the Kansrao railway station. I'll collect it later." "I'm starving," I said. "Haven't eaten since morning." "Well, come and have your dinner," said Granny. "I've made something special for you. One of your grandfather's hunting friends sent us a jungle fowl. I've made a nice roast. Try it with apple sauce." Uncle Ken did not ask if the jungle fowl was red, grey or technicolored. He was first to the dining table. Granny had anticipated this, and served me with a chicken leg, giving the other leg to grandfather. "I rather fancy the breast myself," she said, and this left Uncle Ken with a long unscrawny neck which was rather like his own neck, and definitely more than he deserved. Adapted from Uncle Ken's Rumble in the Jungle by Ruskin Bond. A. Read the passage and answer the following questions in your own words as 1. Why had Uncle Ken come to the jungle? What did the red jungle fowl spotted by him the next day turn out to be? Answer. Uncle Ken had come to the jungle to look for the red jungle fowl, a species that was disappearing. The jungle fowl spotted by him the next day turned out to be a cock belonging to the caretaker of the rest house where Uncle Ken and the author had put up. It was a bird, handsome to look at, all red and gold, but it was not a jungle fowl. 2. What was the weather like when they reached the bridge over the Suswa River? Answer. The weather had changed overnight and the light drizzle that was falling earlier had turned into a steady downpour when they reached the bridge across Suswa River. 3. Describe the elephant that stood on the bridge. Answer. The elephant that stood in the middle of the bridge was a tusker. It was all alone and did not look at all friendly. 4. Why was Uncle Ken's blowing the horn a mistake? Answer. Uncle Ken's blowing the horn was a mistake because it made a harsh and penetrating sound that would have been alright in a city, but in the forest was out of place. Its sound annoyed the elephant, for it took it as a challenge. It responded by trumpeting shrilly and took a few steps towards the car as if he wanted to attack it. 5. How did Uncle Ken and the author save themselves from the elephants chasing them? Answer. Uncle Ken and the author saved themselves from the elephants chasing them by driving as fast as they could to the Kansrao railway station. When they reached the tiny building that served as the railway station, Uncle Ken brought the car to the grinding half, and they abandoned the car and ran into the building. The station master took them into his small control room and shut the iron gate. He told them that they would be safe there, but their car was as good as lost. 6. What happened to the car? Answer. One of the elephants overturned the car and another trampled on it. The other 2 elephants joined in, and soon the car was just a flattened piece of junk. 7. Why did the station master recommend a scrap dealer? Answer. The station master recommended a scrap dealer because he knew the car could never be repaired and it would be better to sell it as scrap. 8. How did uncle and nephew finally get home? Answer. Uncle and nephew finally got home by taking a train from Kansrao to Dira and then a pony cart from Dira station. 9. What did Uncle Ken say when grandfather asked him about his car? Answer. When grandfather wanted to know where his car was, Uncle Ken said that it had met with a small accident and he had left it outside Kansrao railway station. He would go and collect it later. B. Match the following words from the passage with their meanings. 1. Incredible. F. Impossible or difficult to believe. 2. Pheasant. H. A large game bird. 3. Habitat. B. The natural home or environment of an animal or plant. 4. Entwined. G. Twisted or wound around something. 5. Elusive. C. Difficult to find or catch. 6. Tusker. A. An elephant with tusks. 7. Strident. I. Loud and harsh. 8. Effective. D. Producing a desired or intended result. 9. Anticipated. E. Expected, something. C. Show how. The following words have been formed with the help of prefixes: incredible, prefix; disappearing, suffix; renew, prefix; tusker, suffix; shortly, suffix;